actually needs a robot vacuum that can mop, and who should just stick with a regular sweeper? If you're wondering whether the ECOVACS DEEBOT 5PRO Omni is worth the price tag for everyday cleaning, you're not alone. The decision comes down to how much you value convenience versus how much you're willing to manage a more complex device. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the hesitation most buyers feel. A robot that promises 12,800 pascals suction and an integrated mopping station sounds like a magic carpet that will clean every corner without any effort. But in real life, a lot of robot vacuums end up either missing spots or getting tangled in pet hair, and the mop function often feels like an afterthought. That's why the DEEBOT 5PRO Omni tries to solve those exact pain points with its ZeroTangle Anti-Tangle tech and TruEdge adaptive edge mopping. The question is whether those solutions actually work in a lived-in home, and whether they justify a price that sits well above the average robot vacuum. If you live in a medium-sized apartment, have a mixed flooring situation, hardwood in the kitchen, carpet in the living room, and tile in the bathroom, and you're not thrilled about dragging a mop around each week, this robot could be a genuine time saver. Its AINA 2.0 navigation system maps rooms and plans routes intelligently, so you won't see it bumping into furniture and getting stuck on the same rug corner over and over. For a family with young children, or a pet that sheds a moderate amount, the 12,800 pascals suction power is strong enough to lift crumbs, dander, and even the occasional clump of dry cat fur without constantly digging in and out of carpet piles. The ZeroTangle brush is designed to keep hair from wrapping around the rollers, which is a real relief if you've ever spent 10 minutes unwinding a brush after a single cleaning run. On the other hand, if you have a small studio, a tight budget, or you already own a reliable stick vacuum that does the job, the X5 Omni's added features may be more hassle than benefit. The all-in-one Omni station is essentially a wall-mounted hub that holds a dustbin, a water tank, and a mop pad, and it requires you to refill both water and cleaning solution regularly. For someone who only vacuums once a week and never mops floor to floor, the extra upkeep might feel like a chore. Moreover, because the system relies on hot water for its mop function up to 150 C water flow, it's a bit louder and uses more electricity than a standalone robot that only vacuums. If you're just after a basic cleaner that can handle occasional pet hair, a lower-priced model with a simple brush could meet your needs without the noise and water refill routine. Now, let's dig into the practical strengths that matter after the box is opened. The first thing you'll notice is the battery life. With a 6,400 mAh pack and fast charging, the DEEBOT can run for about 350 minutes on a single charge, which translates to roughly 56 cleaning cycles on a typical 500 square foot home. That endurance is useful if you plan to let the robot run while you're at work. You can set it to start in the morning, and it will finish before you get home, leaving a mostly clean floor. The fast charging option is also handy if you need a quick top-up before a dinner party or weekend gathering. Another strength is the integration of YECO AI voice assistant. It lets you issue simple commands like start cleaning, pause, or return to base without reaching for your phone. In a busy household, that hands-free control can be a genuine convenience, especially when you're juggling cooking, kids, or remote work calls. The assistant also provides updates on cleaning progress, so you know exactly which rooms have been tackled and where the robot is headed next. The adaptive edge mopping system is where the product tries to differentiate itself from a plain vacuum. TruEdge technology senses the distance to walls and adjusts the mop pad's contact pressure, aiming for a consistent wet scrub across tiles and hardwood. In a test run on a kitchen floor with spilled cereal, the mop left a noticeably cleaner surface than a traditional robot mop that often leaves streaks. If you have high-traffic entrance mats that tend to track in dirt, the combination of strong suction followed by a hot water mop can actually reduce the need for manual scraping. However, there are weaknesses that become apparent once you start using the machine day after day. The biggest hidden trade-off is the water system's maintenance. The hot water tank needs to be filled with distilled water and a cleaning solution, and the mop pad must be swapped out after a few runs. If you forget to change the water, the robot can sputter and stop mid-cycle, leaving you with a half-cleaned floor and a warning beep. The station also occupies a fair amount of wall space, roughly the size of a small bookshelf, so it's not ideal for apartments where every inch of storage matters. Another practical concern is the occasional navigation hiccup on very dark